And our plan lessons to everyone for our daily verse. We're now at Leviticus chapter 4 and verse 1 up to verse 12. But the Lord said to Moses, saying to the Israelites, when anyone sins, and intentionally, and that's what is forbidden in any of the Lord's command. If the anointed priest sins, bringing guilt on the people, he must bring to the Lord a young bull without defect as a sin offering for the sin he has committed. He is to present the bull at the entrance to the tent of meeting before the Lord. He is to lay his hand on its head and slaughter it, therefore, before the Lord. Then the anointed priest shall take some of the bull's blood and carry it into the tent of meeting. He is to dip his finger into the blood and sprinkle some of it 7 times before the Lord in front of the curtain of the sanctuary. The priest shall put some of the blood on the horn of the altar of fragrant incense that is before the Lord in the tent of meeting. The rest of the bull's blood he shall pour it out at the base of the altar of burnt offering at the entrance to the tent of meeting. He shall remove all the fat from the bull of the sin offering, all the fat that is connected to the internal organs, both kidneys with fat on them near the loins, and the long lobe of the liver, which he will remove with the kidneys. Just as the fat is removed from the ox sacrifice as a fellowship offering, then the priest shall burn them on the altar of burnt offering. But the hide of the bull and all its flesh, as well as the head and legs, the internal organs, and the intestines, that is all the rest of the bull, he must take outside the camp to a place ceremonially clean, where the ashes are thrown, and burn it there in a wood pile on the ash heap. So, this passage is about the detailed step-by-step procedure in offering the so-called sin offering. And yes, just like us, even the old world Israelites, they too sin. Even the priests or the high priest, they too sin. They are prone to sinning. Okay, they are prone. Just like us, they too are human. They are not all-time holy. No, there's no such thing. So, the Lord do this. The Lord give them the command for sin offering. So yes, in the previous chapter, we can see that the possible alternative for bull is either a goat or a sheep. So we conclude that those were animals of the Israelites, because we are fully aware that in the Old Testament it is a time of war. So nations around the Israelites were conquering one another to the point that even land of Israel is also often attacked by neighboring nation or kingdom or country just for their territory to expand. So it's a war on gaining lands. So in the Old Testament Israelites, so even in the Old Testament, it is very common. So conquering another nation by another nation, it's so common. So it is also common sense that, oh come on, they need burnt offering, they will offer, or they will buy the animals from other country. No, they won't. So I firmly believe that these animals that will be offered as a burnt offering or sin offering are their herd. Okay, so we can conclude that the Israelites were shepherds, and those cows, those bulls, those lambs, those sheep were farm animals of those Israelites. Because, come on, it's common sense, isn't it? Why would you buy an animal on a neighboring kingdom or country if you are fully aware that they are your enemy? That country won't sell their animals unto you. See? Because of competition and, of course, war. So we conclude that those were farm animals of Israelites. So one also of the highlights of this passage is the power of the blood for them to be purified from their sin. However, in the New Testament, we are fully aware, yes, we are all fully aware that the blood of Christ is enough for us to be purified also of our sin. So, in other words, we no longer practice the sin offering, the burnt offering, the sacrificial offering. So, we no longer do such thing. However, this thing must be clear to all, and I must put an emphasis on this, okay? Bringing sin offering unto the Lord doesn't actually mean that you are totally forgiven. No. Or should we say that you are totally free from the consequence of your action? No. Actually, one of the major example of this is King David, right? King David commit adultery. Yet, so yes, King David commit adultery. We are fully aware of Bathsheba, and his husband is Uriah the Hittite. Okay, so King David is guilty of adultery and orchestrated murder. But King David faced the consequence of his action. We are fully aware that the firstborn of King David and Bathsheba died. So that's one of the consequences. The child died. Okay? That is one of the consequences. And later, if we continue further, the nation of Israel was divided. However, God had still His mercy unto David. So God gave him second chance. Okay? So yes, bringing a sin offering during the Old Testament doesn't mean that you are free from the consequence of your action. No, it means that the Lord still had mercy on you and give you second chance. Even in the New Testament, we are fully aware that the Lord used Or should we say, the Lord poured His blood on us just for us to be forgiven. But it doesn't mean that we continue to sin. No, it doesn't give us the license to continue sinning. So, even the Lord Jesus gave us the very command. The command is, go and sin no more. Okay? That command is so specific. Yes, you are purified, you are covered by the blood of Christ. The old is God, the new has come. So, yes, we are a new creation. Therefore, go and sin no more. So yes, bringing a sin offering unto the Lord means that you were forgiven and the Lord had His mercy on you, give you mercy, and the Lord is willing to give you second chance. Because I believe everyone deserves second chance. Everyone deserves to be forgiven. And God is fully aware of it. That's why even Paul, the Apostle Paul, we are fully aware of the history of Apostle Paul. He is formerly a killer of Christians. Yet, God gave him second chance, right? So, because we are fully aware that the wages of sin is death. Even in the Old Testament, the wages of sin is death. Even now, the wages of sin is death. But, thank God, Christ did His part, or should we say, Christ do the will of the Father in fulfilling the role of that so-called sin offering or sacrificial lamb for us to be forgiven. So yes, that so-called sin offering is not a license for us to continue sinning, but rather, it is a testament that reminds us that God give us second chance, even though we commit sin. Even though we are the worst, God is still capable of giving us second chance. So anyone who is watching this video, maybe you are so guilty of what you have done, yet you must be fully aware that God is capable of forgiving you, God is capable of giving you second chance. Just accept the power and authority of the blood of Christ. You see, King David was forgiven by God and was given second chance by God. Apostle Paul was also forgiven by God and was given second chance by God. So you too can experience the forgiveness of God and will be given the second chance by God.